everybody, welcome. My name is Kurt, aka the Vitruvian Gamer, and we're here with part 2 of the interactive playthrough of Robinson Crusoe 2nd edition. Now, interactive playthrough means you decide what actions we're going to take in this scenario where we're trying to save some animals from poachers. Yes, that's what we're trying to do. So, if you haven't watched part 1, go check it out. I give an intro, I show you the scenario, the differences in the setup, the items that are here on the board, and stuff like that. And now, well, I put everything in your hands, and, well, there have been quite some views. Sadly enough, not that many responses yet, but that hopefully will come after this one. And, well, that means that I didn't have that many choices what we were going to do. And in the end, it's Angela Middleton who chose most of it. Now, first of all, Turbo, I always mess up his name. He suggested some names for our characters. So starting from now on, we have Karen the carpenter and we have Tim the soldier. And apparently, it has something to do with the carpenters and tin soldier. Something like that. So pretty cool. So that's what we have decided. You had the choice, and we have Karen and Tim who are going to work for us. Now, okay, so what are we going to do? So we have our 2 carpenter pieces from Karen, and we have our 2 soldiers from Tim, and then we have Friday here in white. Now, Angela, she asked to go to the food crates to get the food out of these food crates together with Friday. So let's do that. And I think we'll send Karen with him. And then we had to go and do some exploring. Now, I also had a suggestion from Christopher. And Christopher told us to go and build the rope. But problem is we still need, and let me show this from close by. So we still need some planes. So we first need to discover planes to be able to make the rope. And so that's not possible yet. I also would love to have a shelter, because we're also going to take damage already this round, because we have no shelter yet. But sadly enough, that costs us 2 wood and we only start with 1 wood. So that's something we cannot do. So I have to make some decisions for myself. And I was thinking about taking some chances, some risks to explore a bit. Now, you cannot correct me, or you cannot stop me from doing that. So that's why I advise you, tell me what to do next time. So anyhow, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to send our soldier, one of our soldier pieces, to explore. And I was thinking about rearranging camp. That gives us more determination that we can use later, and it gives us some more stuff on the other side. And I'm thinking about splitting. So I'm going to place our soldier in camp to clean the camp a little bit, and I'm going to send Karen to another space to explore. So that's what's going to happen this round. Hope this will work out. So let's see what happens. So that's what is going, and we're going to do this in order from left to right here on the board. So we start with here, and we are going to do the food crates, the expedition for food. So as you can see, we sent 2 workers here. That means we get 1 food and 1 food that, well, doesn't go bad. Now, stuff that you get from gathering resources. I mean, from when you are on an adventure, it doesn't go in the same spot here as the ones we already have in camp, but it goes on the top part, and that comes back later in the game. Okay, so that's that. We did the food crates. Well, who can deny free food? So now we go to the next part, and that should be hunting animals, but there are no animals to hunt yet. And then we go to the building. Well, there's nothing to be built at this moment. We are not gathering resources either, so we are going to explore. Now, I've taken a chance because I'm going to explore alone. Now, if I was with 2 on one space, that means we would not have to roll the dice and we could not have wounds or adventures. But the way it is now, we'll have to throw the dice. I'm going to start with Tim, with Tim, and he will roll the dice. Wow. Yeah, okay, so first the good news. The good news is, this symbol means we have a successful explorer. That means we take away the piece from the soldier and we take the top card from the deck here, and this is, well, let's go through over this card here now. So we discovered mountains. That means we can take a bunch of these tokens here and we can put them on top, and let's get closer. We can place them on top of every mountain symbol here on the cards. So that means from now on we can build fire, which raises our palisade, but we'll need a shelter first. We can make a knife, and the knife might be interesting. A knife helps us making the spear, for example. And there we go. And so that's something we could build later. Let's see if there's something else. I don't think so. So that's all the stuff that needs mountains. Well, there's one more, and therefore we have to go to the other side of the board. Because on our scenario, we also have the fishing pole that we can get. I'm sorry, I'm messing this up a little bit. There we go. A fishing pole needs to have, well, we need to have discovered mountains, but also a rope and wood. But so we at least have the mountains here. Okay, let's go back to the board, because let's zoom out a little bit. We have some more stuff to do because we also rolled, well, we have more stuff on the card. Well, that's what we have to do. So in this scenario, as soon as we explore something which gives us food, we immediately get the stuff. So we can take food. There are some birds that we can hunt there. So we put the food also in the future resource spot. Next, we have an animal card. So that means we have to remove these a little bit because we draw the top card from the animal stack and we put it here. So now there is a creature somewhere roaming around that we can hunt, and that can give us food and maybe other stuff like fur. All right, so what else? We get one random token of this, and this time we get the old machete that will give us more weapon power. And this place has shelter, so if we go here we have shelter. Might be interesting, although there's no wood here, so that might be a bad thing. And for this, the tome here, we have to look at, well, at the scenario. So let's get the scenario a little bit closer and let's see what the tome do. So this is tome number 1. So we're trapped by the poacher's snare. It takes us the whole night to free ourselves. So we have to resolve night outside the camp. Okay, it's probably not the worst thing that happens at the beginning of the game. And let's mark that stuff with tome number 1 so we don't forget that we already had one here. So we place that here. There we go. So let's go a little bit more up. And there we have our new explored terrain. Now, bad things happened as well. We get one wound also. So our soldier, he gets one wound. So we go down there at one point, and we have an adventure. So we have to draw the top card here of the adventure deck for explore action. So we have a surprising discovery. You have found a skeleton in the jungle. It's holding a pistol. Keep this card. You can use it once. It temporarily gives you +3 weapon. All right, people, this is crazy. So this might be one of the 2 maybe positive cards in the game, but we managed to find it. So we, besides our Bible and our hammer and nails, have a weapon, a gun that we can fire once. That might be very interesting, very helpful for those animals, to save those animals. Cool. All right, but we're not done yet for this round. We also have Karen exploring, and Karen will explore, and well, she is on that spot here. She's all alone as well, so she'll have to roll them dice as well, and she just rolls the same thing. So first of all, we have a successful exploration. So we take the top tile of the location, and now let's see, we have 1 food again, so we immediately get 1 food. Now we might have much food now. We have discovered plains. Now plains, that means, oh, this is going to help us more. So plains, very good news is that we can finally start thinking about making a rope next time. If you still want to, of course. It's all up to you. So we can make medicine. We can build rope now. And let's see, we can make a basket. And I think that's it. So rope and medicine, they're very straightforward. A basket, if you want to know what a basket does, let me show you for future reference. So during a successful gather action, you get 1 additional resource which you are gathering. You can be used for only 1 action per round. So it makes gathering a little bit more effective. Pretty cool. Okay, folks, that's the plane. Then we get 1 more animal on the stack. So we go back here. We take 1 more random animal card and place it on top of this deck here. So there are more animals roaming around the plains where we can hunt for. And then we get 3 of these discovery tokens. Let's see, we get food, we get a special one, and we get fur in food. Oh, that's cool. If let's see, that's cool. All right, so let's put that on the board, but also let's see what this thing does. And that we need this again, and you can see it's grab. We can save 1 beast without fighting it. You have to declare using the grab before taking the saving action. This action with the grab requires to use 1 more pawn. So we could send 1 more man to save an animal, and we don't have to fight it. That's pretty cool. Oh, we're getting some cool stuff here. Awesome. Okay, so that's this tile. It goes on the board. There we go. There it is. Okay, so that's that. Also, Karen gets 1 wound because, well, of the die roll, and she has to do an adventure as well. Now, don't expect this to be positive. No, because we are lost in the ticket. You don't come back from camp for the night. At the beginning of the next day, you return with something useful. We have to execute the night phase outside the camp. And at the beginning of the next round, before the event, we draw 1 discovery token. Now, this ain't that bad either, because we already had to spend the night outside. So, pretty cool. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so that's what we did. And now it's time to get to the next part, and that is cleaning up our camp. That means our soldier gets 2 determination tokens. There they are. And we raise morale by 1, which is going to help us a lot in the future. So we put that marker over there, if I can reach it. There we go, on number 1. Pretty awesome. Okay, folks, this was the action phase. And that means we are going to the next phase now. And that should be the weather phase. But in the weather phase, there's nothing that's going to happen. First, we come back to camp, of course, and we have to put all this stuff there, right over there, and we bring it back home. Okay, but one thing before we have the weather phase is we have to go back to camp, as I said. That means everything that's on top of here goes here, but as you can see, I removed some things because the rules say that if you have an action that tells you that you have to spend the night outside of camp, the things you gather in that action are put on your character board instead of in the future resource space. So that means our soldier has this old machete that he's taking away, but he's not bringing it back to camp, and he got this 1 food as well. And Karen, the carpenter, she takes all this stuff here and a banana as well. Now, we go to weather phase. There is no weather at this moment in time. The first 2 rounds, there will be no bad weather unless some cards tell us there is. And that means now we go to the night phase, in which we get the chance to move camp if we want. And we have to eat and sleep, of course. It's night after all. So that means, and let me take the rules here so I can do this very correctly. That means, well, first of all, we have to eat. And that means each player has to eat 1 food or they suffer 2 wounds. Now, if there was no food in the action that they brought on their player board, then we get wounds. But in this case, we are lucky enough to have 1 food each. And also one thing that we have to do is if one of these tokens gives us wood or food, we have to take it immediately, exchange these. So that means actually that Karen has 2 more, oops, there we go, 2 more food here as well, which is kind of sad because that will go away because she cannot eat all of that food. She would be sick. All right, now we have to decide if we are going to move camp. Now I could move camp. There we go, a little bit closer. I could move camp right over here, and there's a shelter, but I'm still sleeping outside of camp, so that's not that good. So I think I'm going to stay so I can get some wood next round in the production phase. Sounds like a smart thing to do. Let me know if I was wrong. I cannot change it anyway, but well, maybe we can explore to that space later. We'll see, you decide. So I'm going to stay right over there. Then we have to spend the night outside camp. That means we don't have any shelter, so both our dudes take 1 wound from the cold and the hardship outside of camp. Okay, now that's it. That's this round. We have done everything that's needed, so we go to the scenario board where we put our marker on round 2. We're in round 2. Now at this end of this round, there's still no bad weather, hopefully. But also any non-perishable food that we cannot store away is going to be removed. So the 2 food that Karen got and the 2 food that's still here inside our camp that we did not use, it all goes away. That 1 other food that we have stays where it is. Okay, so that's that. And that means we are going to the next round. And the first part is an event, of course. But first we have this, of course, lost in the tickets. So we still had to do this before the event phase. We draw 1 of these things here. So we get back to camp and we have some more special stuff here. Let's see what it is. It's bananas. Wow, so it is food equal to the number of players divided by 2 and rounded up. So 1 food, actually. So we bring 1 more food to the camp. She still could manage to get some food through the night. And that's it. Okay, so we go to the event phase now. Very exciting stuff now, of course. We have weakness, which sounds bad as it is. Now, first let's read. You all hope that it's just a temporary weakness and not something serious. You'll rest, eat, and hopefully get better. Now we have this book symbol here. That means we have to go to the scenario again and have to find out what the book means. Well, that means we also find some traces of blood. So, and that means we have to lower our morale back to 0. So our cleaning camp did something good. This round, the first player cannot use their special abilities. Put the black markers in the first player's character sheet. Okay, so the first player is now our soldier, Tim, and well, he cannot use his special abilities. So we are going to mark them so we don't forget that. So there we go. He cannot use his determination tokens for his special abilities this round. Alright, so now we go look further. So we can, as an action now, go to discard here and rest with 1 player. We can discard a card and get 1 determination token. And if the card gets pushed away, this round the first player can use their special abilities. So that's something we have to keep in mind. Alright, next is the morale phase. Morale is 0, so we don't have to pay or we do not gain any morale tokens. determination tokens. Now also this stuff here goes to our camp, of course, so we can use these, but I'll place them right here with our players right over there, so we can keep a better eye on it. Okay, next phase, production phase, which means we get the production of where our camp is. We get 1 wood and 1 food that goes immediately in our camp that we can use, so we already have enough food to spend the next night, which is pretty awesome. And then folks, we go to the action phase, and now it is up to you again. So we again have our 5 tokens that we can use, and now we have more options. So I'll zoom in on the stuff here that we can build again a little bit. So these are the stuff we can build, all the ones with the black stuff on it, the black tokens. That's something we can build. For the others, we need more other terrain or more items. We can of course also build a shelter. Costs us 2 wood or 1 fur. We cannot build a roof yet, or we could still upgrade also our weapon. Something we can do. We still have the goat that we can slaughter for fur and wood, which might be interesting, of course, because, well, it helps us. But that we have to do at night, so I skipped this time. Maybe we can use it in the next round. And let's go, well, let's show you the other things we can build. Let's on the card here. So we can build a fishing pole, but we still need a rope, and the cage we still need a rope as well. So that's pretty cool, because we still have this gun as well that we found that helps us capture an animal or save an animal. Pretty awesome. Okay, so that's it. That's the situation here. So now I want to know from you guys and girls what we should do. What actions will I take? Let me know. Put it in the comments. If you don't have a suggestion of your own, but like another one's suggestion, please give that suggestion a thumbs up. And join us in the next episode of this playthrough. And that's probably, I'm not sure when I'm going to film this. I think Monday. So Monday, there will be Monday the 12th of December. I will record the next part, so you have a few days to give your suggestions. Anyway, thanks for watching this part, and just join this game. It's always cool to have some interactivity here. I see you all later. I see you all on the island with poachers, animals, and suffering. Bye bye.